Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the final game between your UW-Stevens Point Pointers and the UW Stout Blue Devils. Hello, we are very glad to be back. The Blue Devils took the first two games. This is game 3, and your Pointers are wanting revenge. My name is Jacob Spoerl. Joined here to my left once again is Brett McNamara. If you're watching this online, video is provided by Pointer Studios on YouTube, with audio provided by WWSP Stevens Point, your only alternative. Brett, how are the Pointers looking heading into tonight's matchup?
Not the greatest, Jacob. I'm going to be honest here. They come into this one 7-9-2, where their last game actually came against this UW Stout squad last night, where unfortunately the Pointers lost that one 2-1 in overtime. So it's going to be a tough one here tonight against number 15th ranked UW Stout, where last time we were here, it resulted in a shootout, officially a tie, but of course Stout ended up taking that one in the shootout. So looking to turn around tonight, Chris Engelbert starting here with Alex Proctor and the goalpost. Let's have a fun one.
Fresh out of the face-off, Moore, the captain, helped Stout win it as they're on the Pointers side of the ice. Puck is back at center ice, but the Pointers defensemen are on the case. One of them tonight for the Pointers is Joseph Manning, as he was handling the puck for a moment. This is only the second conference game for the Pointers of the calendar year of 2026 as they're taking over. First time on Stout's side of the ice. Puck just goes wide of the net. On the near side boards. Behind the net into the corner is Manning. Went off the stick trying to get it to Ryan Hintz, but the other freshman, Pisarczyk, handled it for the moment. Quentin Hill with the pass. Puck out in front and is saved by tonight's starting goalie for Stout, Sebastian Monaco, who is a freshman. And obviously the first time we as a broadcast team saw him here in Stevens Point about a month and a half ago, he played stellar.
Yeah, he played very good in that game, in that win against Stevens Point. I know he gave up 2 goals, but still a great performance for the starting goalie tonight, Sebastian Monaco.
Pisarczyk with the puck, takes a shot, lands off the pad of Monaco, went up in the air as Tarian takes it past the ice, poked away though by Quentin Hill. Pointers taken back over. Does not pass to Colangelo. Here's a shot. Goes wide of the net.
Yeah, Pisarczyk, 2 shots on goal here early. As last time against Stout, I believe he had the 2 goals for them. So you'll see Pisarczyk a lot shoot it tonight. We'll see if Monaco can avoid any goals by him.
Pisarczyk had a big game. Not last night against the loss to Stout, but the game prior to that, non-conference opponent St. John's University. I believe he had 2 goals. And the freshman has been one of the best shooters for the Pointers this season, as the Pointers intercepted the pass, but Stout retakes it on their own side of the ice. Romanis pass it on to his teammate, coming around the edge. Just went wide of the net, but no teammate was in front, and now we get a stoppage of play.
Yeah, William Schofield, a chance there. I'm trying to put one in for Stout, but just couldn't get it to go. Nice stick drag there too. He had a nice move, but that right side collapsed pretty good. That defense for Stevens Point, good start here so far, as that's where they have been struggling this season.
So for those listening online, the clock is stopped with 17 minutes and 54 seconds left to go in period number 1. And one of the unfortunate narratives for this Pointers squad is they are at 500, just barely at 7-9-2. But for many a years, they have not had this low of a record in the month of January. So they are hoping to go on a revenge tour against the rest of the WIAC opponents. Obviously, so far in the calendar year of 2026, they're 0-2. They lost on January 2nd to Eau Claire. That was their 3rd matchup of the season. So they got swept by Eau Claire this year. And they're not trying to have Stout do that, as Proctor makes the glove save.
And this is where it got chippy last time. Number 15 for UW Stout. Evan Vandenheuvel right inside there once again, but If we remember it, Jacob, last time Stout was here, Alex Proctor was not very happy with Stout being up in his face and eventually actually threw down a player of UW Stout. So I don't know if he'll get that high of, chippiness, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit more here tonight.
Tensions were high. I'll talk about that in a moment as the Pointers had a chance to score. Camden Markham had it in there, but the puck stops the play with icing called. So you were talking about that moment, the last home game we were here and we witnessed these two teams play each other. I think people forget this is probably Stevens Point's second largest conference rivalry. I would still give it to Eau Claire since they just met up so many times, but so has Stout. I mean, they met up a lot of times later in the postseason in the WIAC playoff tournament when all of the WIAC teams are trying to earn a NCAA Division III playoffs bracket bid. But last time was extremely intense as the shot just went wide of the net. Stout still has a chance at it, defended away. Nice job there by Stevens Point, but Stout retakes the puck at center ice. They're on the advance, caught in transition, but the shot goes wide of the net. Proctor was well in front and ready for it.
Okay, Camden Markham on that last defensive possession. Great job getting in front of the puck and the stick. Stout had a good chance to put something through there towards Proctor, but nice defense there from Stevens Point, kind of going in a stack formation.
Sean Bunting was getting toyed with two Stout teammates. However, one of the Blue Devils is caught in a bind. It was Peugeot. Last name spelled like pigeon. Puck is at the near side boards as we are about a quarter through period number one. Stout has dominated the possession of the puck so far as they make one of their first line changes of this one.
And Stevens Point, though, they're doing pretty well here going against these line changes for Stout. All over this ice very quickly so far, so you love to see that from Stevens Point. It seems like they have a little bit of energy here tonight.
Stevens Point repossesses the puck, but it was well defended there. I believe one of them was Tyler Pfister. Another one was Statsenak. Icing waved off. The puck slowly traveled to the net as it's now back behind the net on the Pointer side of the ice.
A little sloppiness there between Stevens Point. They had a good chance of having a possession, but then just...
Poor passing exchange for sure, Brett. Nice call. They bounce it off the near side boards, but the pass is intercepted by Stout. It goes off the skate of one of the Pointers. That was not intentional, of course, as Stout makes another line change. Stevens Point repossesses the puck, taking it past center ice and back into the Blue Devils territory. But the teammates collided.
Yeah, I like the aggressiveness there from Blake Norris. I mean, it really seemed like he had a lot of intention of trying to go coast to coast at least. But just like you mentioned, Jacob, just seems like too close together. Nothing really happened with it.
Aiden Mosier was trying to keep it alive, but Stout so far is relentless on defense. And Stout is also majoring in time of possession. They have the lead in that category. However, that was a nice pass there and a little wipeout for the Pointers. That was Turner Richards, another freshman on the Stevens Point squad. 14 minutes left here in period number one. We are still scoreless, folks.
Yeah, I think I'm noticing for Stout is that when their offense doesn't get anything going, they still stick a very good defense on them, where Stevens Point is forced to play offense in their own territory.
Correct. There was a poor exchange there. A pass just went off the stick of the Pointer, Bennett Kopel. Puck was at the corner for a moment. Now it's at the far side board, striding along the yellow line. Stout's having to go all the way back to their own net to try to reset.
Yeah, that's because of Hunter Hastings. I mean, he really forced them all the way back. So good job there, kind of getting a stick in there, not making anything happen and allowing a couple line changes between the two squads.
A lot of fresh breath in there as we got some players who've had a little bit of rest. Someone that comes back in is Camden Markham. He was only out for a minute or so. Pointers set up shot. Oh my goodness, he back kicked it in the goal. The Pointers strike first.
I got to give that one to Quentin Hill, the absolute sniper from the top. But luckily enough, his teammate Camden Markham right there to put that one in there. A great start here for Stevens Point.
Looking at the replay there, it was great pursuit. But it looks like Sebastian Monaco knocked the puck in the net with his right leg. The skate slammed it.
So yeah, they're going to give that one to Camden Markham. But like I said, Quentin Hill, I mean, he shot that one very hard.
It was great as a sloppy face-off ensues. And I'm not sure if offsides was just called. It looks like it was. And now we're going to have a face-off on the Pointer side of the ice. That was an odd way to start, but a quick way for the Pointers to strike first as they're up 1-0 with just under 13 minutes to go here in period number 1.
Yeah, just off that right leg pad, it just kind of sneaked behind Monaco, and that's just something you don't see much often from Monaco. Just the tiny mistakes, but turned out to be costly for Stout.
Sean Bunting could not corral that one. So the pass goes to Therian for the Stout, and the shot is saved. A glove save for Alex Proctor as he flashed the leather.
A nice glove save there. But you can see the chippiness once again as we got a couple line changes, but the chippiness from Nicholas Peugeot, and I believe it was Nico Kemalevsky, kind of talking it over. Ref split it up pretty quickly, but yeah, just it's around the net that I've been noticing it the most. It's just Proctor's not liking it whatsoever.
Stout taking over back in their own zone. A little backwards pass. Slipped off of several sticks. Pfister couldn't hold on. Nice job there from the Pointers. It was Blake Norris keeping it alive. Gino Colangelo off the skate of one of the Stout defensemen.
Just the aggressiveness continues here from Stevens Point. They are not allowing Stout to get anything going here offensively.
Pisarcek kept it alive. Spinning shot for Hamady. Puck out in front, but defended away. Ooh, that one was close. Good defense from Terrell. Gino Colangelo is doing it all by himself. There was 3 defensemen. As the puck floats up in the air, McAlpine has a chance. It went off the pad of Proctor. The Pointers retake possession, taking it past center ice, but it's poked away by Jake McAlpine. He's had a nice last 20 seconds or so.
And great hustle there from McAlpine. I mean, would have been another possession for Stevens Point, but he just gets a stick in there and forces a turnover. Great job.
Huge hit there. Stevens Point gets back on the puck. The Stout bench loved it though, as Kopel sent the puck to the corner. Now it's behind the net. Now coming around to the near side.
Yeah, Stevens Point is doing a good job of knowing where their teammates are.
And there's a huge scrum around the net. Where's the puck? Stout comes out with it. Slings it across the ice. Stevens Point recovers, but it just went off of the stick of Turner Richards as he is back on the bench. Line change happened. Puck was out in front, but Stout wasn't ready at first. Now they're going to set up a shot of some sort as it sends it to the near side boards. Scrum in the corner. Puck is still stuck somewhere in there. Now it flans up and out of the air, back onto the ice. Pedro Ferret sends it down to the far side. Stout back on the offense, but it just went off the stick of Nicholas Peugeot. Therian is back in the game. Puck is out in front, but knocked away by one of the Point defensemen. And now they retake possession of the puck. That was a long defensive stand, but here comes Camden Markham, the freshman. A slow shot went towards the goal as Monaco knocked it away. Puck out in front, but again, this is some really nice defense. Peugeot almost got it out.
Yeah, speaking of the nice defense, I mean, Stout had a good job, or a good chance, of having a good transition fast break, I would say, during a line change of Stevens Point. But great job by the Pointers, hustling and being aware of what Stout was trying to do and getting back on defense.
Proctor well out of his crease on that possession, but the Pointers are back in the offense, Michael Eftimovsky bounces off the corner. Monaco defended. Stout retakes the possession. Startarovich, who slipped a little bit on the puck, but then got it to one of his Blue Devil teammates.
Yeah, but what's hurting the Pointers is we got a penalty.
Penalty incoming the moment they touch the puck. Oh, man. And there it is, a Pointer touched the puck. But Proctor at first right there barely had a grasp on the save. Still a 1-0 game. Clock stopped with 8 minutes and 50 seconds. However, the Pointers are in some trouble, as it looks like Sean Bunting is headed to the box. So UW Stout will be on the power play.
Yeah, first chance here that Stout's going to really have a good chance of having a nice offensive possession. They haven't been able to move the puck around the way they wanted to here so far. I know it's only been 12 minutes, or I should say closer to 11. But yeah, Stevens Point's moving around very good. They're watching their backside. I know that's kind of where they're struggling, is those passes that gets away from Alex Proctor, where you focus on your defense trying to drop down and cover it. But right now, so far so good for Stevens Point. I'd give it an A+.
I like the grading we got there, as the brief moment of teams coming back to the net. It looked for a second, we might have had some tough technical difficulties, not for our broadcast, but farther down the booth, but hopefully everything goes all right. 2 minutes of power play for Stout, as the Pointers win the faceoff. Oh my goodness. The puck rocketed to the bench. It bounced off the Stout bench. Monaco out of his crease to make a play at the puck.
I still want a souvenir, Jacob. It's eventually got to come, right?
I mean, you got 2 years after this one, brother. Dayakawa sends it to one of his Stout teammates. Here comes the Blue Devils.
Great stick there from Joseph Manning.
Great possession as well from Hayden Stocks. But Proctor sends the glove to the ice, trapping the puck with a stoppage of play. It stops the clock with 8:19 left in the period, and 1:28 left for Stout on their power play. And something I want to note, one of the weak points of this Pointer squad defensively was at times it just seemed like Alex Proctor was doing it all by himself. I will say I've seen an improvement from the Pointer defensemen as the Pointers win the faceoff. Here comes Kamilevsky. Oh, just off the post. Wow, that would have been nuts. A power kill goal. But we are denied from that beautiful sight.
And that's why Sebastian Monaco is in the goalposts, or in between the goalposts, excuse me.
Correct.
Because, I mean, he's a freshman, yes, and there's other goalies on the roster. There's Dawson Green, the senior, and Ryan Knight, the sophomore. But Sebastian Monaco has been the guy since he came in here. And, boy, has he had a great season for UW Stout.
Quick shot out of the power play, but it goes wide. It was Gabe Randall. And Kamilevsky springs the puck loose, but Sidorovich takes over for the Blue Devils, taking a pass center ice, and Stout's back on the offense. 1 minute left on the power play. Stout trying to set something up. Backwards pass, shot. Oh, got all the way to Proctor, but he made the pad save. That was the shot attempt from Sam Kroon. Shot again, just wide.
It looked a little ugly. Quentin Hill fell down. A good chance for Stout here still, though.
Back to Kroon. Wide of the net again. It looks like Sam Kroon is going to be the shooter.
Hey,
oh, man.
Gabe Randall without his stick, too. And they're still in this power play. Great job by Stevens Point. This penalty kill team is really making it tough for Stout.
Shot well defended by Mosier. That was Terrell.
And honestly, the stick laying down is making it harder for Stout.
5 seconds on the power play as we get a stoppage. Several sticks were left on the ice. That was nuts.
It's like a training cone almost. You got to go around it. It kind of reminds me of the drills I would go through as a kid during sports, you know, play around it. But right there, nice job by Stevens Point. We got 2 seconds left on this power play, but nonetheless, an amazing performance by this penalty kill squad.
The face-off is won by Stout, but the Pointers are back at full strength as Sean Bunting re-enters onto the ice. Looks like that could have been a shot attempt there. This is vastly improved defense from the last time we were here, Brett.
That was a long time ago, Jacob. Feels like forever.
December 12th or December 11th was either the last time. It was one of those days.
I believe it was against UW Eau Claire.
It was.
December 12th, a Friday.
There it is. Jake McAlpine possessing the puck. Slingshots it up into the air, lands back onto the ice. And no icing.
Proctor wanted
much to
it.
Proctor's dismay, as we got 6 minutes just over left in this first period. The Pointers still up 1-0 over the Blue Devils. They're trying to get one win. They don't want to get swept again by another one of their WIAC rivals. And there was Monaco, the Stout goalie, who wanted icing, but that got waved off as well. Colangelo kept it alive. There's Pisarcek behind the net as well.
Way to keep it on the side by Quentin Hill. Right now they got another possession chance.
Oh, that slips just off of the stick of Pisarcek. And nice job there from Cullen Diakawa.
Every single time Proctor gets out of that net with Stout on their side, just gives me a little bit of a heart attack, but you know, Proctor knows his stuff, so we'll trust him.
The puck finally sprung loose from the far side boards as it lands behind the net on Stout's side of the ice. Here's Diakawa trying to escape, back on the offense. He just slings that across the ice so Stout can make a line change, but the Pointers do as well.
Shot looks like an Anders Carlson field goal attempt.
Yes, and what a reference, Brett. Finally, icing is called. I feel like the last 4 times there could have been icing. The goalie stuck their hand up in the air to signal that it was, but it was waved off. We finally get an icing. The clock stops with 4:58 left to go in the first.
Man, oh man, this defense for Stevens Point. I feel like Stout just can't do anything offensively right now.
Which is wild because I feel like they've controlled time of possession.
Great stick there from Proctor.
Absolutely.
Inside the goalie grease.
Point still on the defense, taking it past center ice. Nice slap back there. It was Sam Kroon.
But yeah, offensively, Stout, I mean, they reset it multiple times. It gets really sloppy. Like right there, you had a good chance at it. I know they want to get a line change in, but still, it just feels like they're not really putting all of their cookies in the cookie jar, let's say.
Thurian, Peugeot, and Pfister back on the ice after the Stout line change. It's a little battle of the sticks right there, as it looks like Stout won that one. The puck is back on the Pointer side of the ice.
If
Just
Stevens
trying to create some space and reset.
If Stevens Point could go into this second period during the intermission, that would really be beneficial in order to get this win. The momentum would help so much because I feel like most of the times they go into the intermissions, they're either down or tied.
We get a stoppage of play as there was a big hit. It might have been high sticking, but either way, the Pointers are heading back to the penalty box. It was number 21, Michael F. Domovsky, who's been a huge defenseman, who's come up clutch several times on offense. He is headed to the box. So for the second time today, the Blue Devils are on the power play.
That first penalty kill unit, though, for Stevens Point, I would say power play, just really impressive. So hopefully we can see that again here on this one with Evdomowski heading to the bench this time instead of, believe it was Joseph Manning last time.
Coming in hot for the Pointers, it was Bennett Kopel, who's got it pinned to the corner right now.
And this is good. It takes a lot of time away, forces Stout to put something together. Now Stevens Point heads back on defense.
20 seconds, crucial timing there, as that puck just goes off the stick of Nicholas Peugeot. Here's Sam Kroon with the puck for Stout on the offense. Pass, and the shot is saved by Proctor. Had to make the butterfly move.
Yeah,
and that shot was from Noah Tyrrell.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eye on that back corner, Quinton Hill. He's got to be aware of that backside, because if he doesn't do that, it could be costly for Stevens Point. Right now, doing so far so good, and he's not out there right now with the line change, but if he ends up going back out there, that's where I'm watching.
Puck staying at the near side board after the face-off as it goes to the other side of the ice on the far side. Tyler Pfister keeping that one alive. Stout has plenty of time to set up their shot.
Right
nice.
there.
Wow.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Joseph Manning getting a stick in there. He's playing that back corner, avoiding Stout from trying to go to the backside.
Good job there from Joseph Manning. Stout still possesses the puck. About 45 seconds left in the power play, but there's another save from Alex Proctor. He's played great so far.
Great job by that second line for this penalty kill team. Joseph Manning just talking. You can see his movements, pointing where they need to be, kind of being the captain. I mean, he is the captain. So great job there from Joseph Manning, being communicating and just doing a well job overall.
Fresh out of the faceoff, the Pointers win it on this power kill unit. There's 40 seconds left for this Stout power play, and they have had chances. This has been some nice defense from Stevens Point. Good pass there from the Blue Devils. It was Hayden Stocks. Poked away almost twice.
Kemelevsky really using his stick well.
Shot goes wide there. It was a good attempt from Gabe Randall, one of the freshmen. But here comes Diakawa. Shot way short of the net and slow. Oh my goodness, that's gotta be tripping, and they call it. The most obvious trip in the world. Hayden Stocks stuck his stick out to trip up Gabe Randall.
It might even be high sticking. We'll have to look back at the replay because it kind of seemed like it came from the top.
We're gonna look at the replay right here.
I think they're gonna call hooking, because if you look at that, it does look like he came back and got him on the arm with the stick. Right there, and
you're
falls
right.
down. Yep.
I thought it hit the skate. Good call there on color, Brett. So for right now, it's even at 5 apiece. However, there's only 6 seconds left on Stout's power play. It's a fresh 2 minutes for the Pointers.
I think they're going to wait it out until they get a power play opportunity.
And here we go. They take over. The Pointers are back at full strength. Engelbert. It's a backwards pass to Aiden Moser, setting it up. Pass back to Engelbert. Shot goes deflected off the stick and up into the air. We stop the clock with 1:42 left on the Stevens Point power play, their first of the day.
Yeah, the Airdrie kid, Chris Engelbert, he's got his eyes always on the goal. He really does. He is one of the top leaders scoring-wise for Stevens Point. So you're going to see him shoot it a lot right there. Had an attempt at it. I know it was blocked, but it won't be the first time here on this power play.
And Stout's going to win out of the faceoff. The puck went past Moser. Going to point side of the ice. Proctor out of his crease to make a play at the puck. Point's going to reset as they have already spent over a quarter of their power play. They're taking it back into Stout's side of the ice.
This power play is going to go right till the end of the first period. So
Moser to Bunting. Out in front, just wide. Engelbert is there. So is Hill. Hill, shot from Moser, out in front. Hill's back on the puck, spinning around. Nice play there.
Great job by Hill being aware.
Behind the net. Hill pass. Poked away by Tyrrell. And Stout can make a line change. There's a little extracurricular contact there. Under 50 seconds left to go for the Pointers on this power play.
Yeah, Sean Bunting right there. Not a great pass inside. Lost it and forced Stevens Point to reset. We'll see what they can do here in the last 35 seconds.
That was some great moves from Ryan Hintz. But Stout's taken back over, and Point's only guaranteed one more possession. Under 30 seconds to go in this power play. and they cannot bleed into the next period. 15 seconds left in the period. Now 10 seconds left in the power play. Gabe Randall almost had it. Here's Peugeot with possession of the puck. That should do it for this period. Backwards pass, and they're not even going to try. Time expires, seemingly for both the power play and for the period.
Wow, what a great job overall from both penalty kill squads. Really nice job here from Stout. Stevens Point came out with 5 on 5, and then had that power play. A good chance there to make it 2-0. But going into the intermission, 1-0 on the score from Camden Markham. So nonetheless, Jacob, I really think it was a nice performance here in that first period by Stevens Point.
I could not agree more. The defensemen have improved very much, getting the stick involved instead of playing more timid. They're playing more confidently, especially on the power kill unit. Something I have not witnessed much of this season, this type of aggression. Not to say that the Pointers overall have not been pursuing the puck and haven't been aggressive, but it's the phases of the game where they're choosing to be aggressive today is what has impressed me the most. Obviously, the Pointers are up 1-0 over the number 15th ranked Stout Blue Devils. That's something I forgot to mention. They are nationally ranked according to Division III of NCAA standards. Well, folks, that'll be all from us. We'll be back in about 13 minutes or so for the second period of this one. We'll be back. Welcome everybody back to period number 2 of action between your UW Stevens Point Pointers and the UW Stout Blue Devils. We concluded period number 1 with the Pointers going on the board first, and exclusively right now Stevens Point is up 1-0 over Stout. And even though the credit was given to Camden Markham, the freshman on the goal, it was actually the goalie for Stout who back kicked it into the net. So that is how the first points were scored. Once again, on the mic, I am Jacob Spoerl. Joined here to my left is Brett McNamara. If you are watching this online, video is provided by Pointer Studios on YouTube, with audio provided by WWSP Stevens Point. Brett, how are we looking so far, man?
We're looking pretty good, I'm going to be honest. This is a Pointer squad performance that I've never really seen this season. I'm going to be honest, it's awesome though. I really love it as the Pointers return back to the ice. But you know, a great first period. Their defense was probably the best defense I've seen all season here at home. And then offensively, really putting the pressure on Stout to move around the ice and make decisions they don't really want to make. So overall, I really want to be optimistic and say that we're going to, play as good as we did in that first period, but we've seen stranger things, so we'll see what happens. But overall, yes, great performance from UW Stevens Point. And for the Stout side, just got to be better offensively. I really think that they're playing a lot of sloppiness here on the rink, and I love better passes and, better ambition to get something done.
I totally agree. I mean, Stout leads both teams in time of possession, yet they're the team that is scoreless. And you talked about the defense for Stevens Point. We all know how good Alex Proctor can be, their goalie. However, their two tonight starting defensemen, Aiden Mosier and specifically number 7, Joseph Manning, has had some great plays tonight, keeping them alive and not having been scored on. But the Pointers win the faceoff to start period number 2. You know the rules, folks. The goalies switched each side of the ice as Cullen Diakawa was whipping around trying to score. Stout has the puck. Stevens had the backwards pass to keep it alive along the blue line.
Yeah, would have been offsides here if Stout touched it. Good job by the ref.
Yeah, good
being
call.
aware, you can hear it.
Puck goes up in the air and falls in the glove of Sebastian Monaco.
Was that Romeo Dobbs with the one-hand snag right there by Monaco?
Man, oh man, he's missing the Guardian cap though. That's the biggest difference.
Yeah, you'd be able to see it from here, surely, right?
Yeah. So the clock stops with 19 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the second period. That's the first stoppage of play we got, but it was from a save. Fresh out of the face-off circle. Stout wins it on their own side of the ice. Puck at the corner. Now on the far side board, straddling the yellow line. Point pursues on the offense, but that one was poked away by Tyler Pfister. Puck is back in the air and hits the rafters, so we get another stoppage of play.
But right there, I mean, Stout, they had another chance here to get back on the offensive end, but nice job there from Alec Hamady, getting a stick in there, the sophomore from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Nice job defensively. I mean, Stevens Point, they're really doing a good job here in this first minute, keeping it on Stout's defensive side.
Back at the far side face-off circle, and there is a face-off violation called against Arhip Sidorovich. Stout wins the face-off, but Ryan Hintz could not get the pass off the stick. So right now the puck is pinned at the far side boards. Somehow Hamady recovers. Quentin Hill has a shot attempt, but it's knocked away by Brendan Boyce. First time we've called his name tonight as that shot goes wide. But Brendan Boyce infamously hit the game-winning shot in the overtime shootout last time at home.
Yeah, nice couple chances there for Stevens Point. First it was Quentin Hill. I think he took a little too much time there on the shot attempt. And then right after, Gabe Randall had a nice shot right up the middle, but unfortunately couldn't go, and a little bit of slippage as well. So just the little things that Stevens Point could fix, but overall still putting the pressure here on Stout, excuse me.
We get a stoppage of play right after Point made a line change as Bennett Kopel and Turner Richards are on the ice for the first time in the second period. And Turner Richards is the one in the faceoff circle for Point. There was no clear victor at first, but Richards helps the Pointers win the faceoff. However, Stout takes over. The puck reaches center ice. However, it still will not reach Point's zone as Eftimovsky knocks it back on the Stout side of the ice. It banged off the corner, straddling the yellow line. Oh man, almost a backward shot to the net from Hunter Hastings. There's Turner Richards, slam the brakes, setting up the shot. Sorry, that's not Richards. It was Blake Norris as that shot went high of the net. Monaco is ready though. And it looks like Stout is in survival mode. Point still has possession of the puck on the Blue Devils side of the ice.
Feels like Stevens Point could do whatever they want here on this side.
You'd think it's a power play. Eftimovsky takes the shot. That one went not wide and banged up into the rafters. We get another stoppage of play. We're almost 3 full minutes, into this period, and I feel like we've seen maybe 20 seconds of it spent on Point's side of the ice, and you can see the frustration from some of these Blue Devils heading back to the bench.
You think Sebastian Monaco is being really aware where he's placing his legs near the puck, Jacob?
Extremely aware. He's had to be on high alert as Manning slipped a little bit, but Ryan Hintz kept the puck on Stout's side of the ice. Stout now has possession for the first time in almost 2 minutes. The puck is back in Stevens Point's territory. But just like that, Brett, we're transitioning back to center ice.
And they got numbers as well.
Yes, they do. As there's a slam on the boards. Chris Engelbert stayed alive, though. The puck is behind Stout's net. There's a big slam again. Approaches the blue line. Good job of Chris Engelbert keeping it alive, but Stout is relentless. Backwards pass from Flower Cadet. Oh my goodness, almost banked in accidentally. It was just a quick shot from Joseph Manning, but it was a nice glove save to the stomach from Sebastian Monaco. We stopped the clock with 16 minutes and 26 seconds left to go in period number 2.
Yeah, Cody Bazarchek, nice job getting the stick in there, turning it over, and then finding Hill, who then ended up finding Joseph Manning. Like you mentioned, a nice little quick shot there, good attempt. He keeps it back on this side. So, I mean, everything that Stevens Point's been doing in that first period, here in the second period, it's been very good hockey.
Out of the faceoff, Pisarcek was in it. Stout won it for the moment, but they still are having trouble getting it out of their own territory. They've been staying alive on defense. Pisarcek had a chance. Now Ryan Hintz has the puck, the other freshman. Shot towards the net just goes way wide. Pisarcek had a chance. Here's Quentin Hill out in front, but a butterfly save is made from Sebastian Monaco. And here comes several more Blue Devils headed in. It's Sam Kroon, Stedorovich, Peugeot, Sinclair.
Yeah, Gino Colangelo getting a little snippy with a couple of the Stout players. You saw little shoves over there, but I mean, nothing too much so far. Like we mentioned prior times, we've seen a lot worse here between these two squads, especially between Proctor.
Oh my goodness. That was a late hit.
Yep. And they are.
And I cannot believe that. I looked down for a moment. Right as I look back up, Gino Colangelo gets punched in the hand, lost his stick. That was unnecessary. And just like that, Arhip Sidorovich heads to the box.
For roughing, and I do not blame the refs at all. They saw it clear as day. I mean, trying to plead his case for Sidorovich, but I mean, it was pretty simple, a pretty easy call there for the referees, and now they're a power play opportunity.
Yeah, they're in between play, and it's right in front of the official. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. As Point for the second time today is on the power play, And the pass from Hintz just went wide off the stick of Camden Markham, who's credited with the first and only goal scored in this one. Oh man, a huge slam! And Hintz is slow to get up. Huge hit from Evan Vandenheuvel.
And that's going to have the birdies spinning around his head for a little bit.
As he comes out, Aiden Mosier comes in to replace him as he has the puck now. Pass to Dean. Cutting out and in.
Good stick handling there from Dean. Nice
stuff. Puck is at the near side boards. Owen Dean has it again. Pass to the far side. And a shot! Straight to the net!
25 yards out, the scope in and the score! I believe it was Aiden Mosier. We'll take a look at the replay, but
there was
wow!
A kerfuffle, a straight
back of the net corner. Does the little Jair Alexander sword. My goodness. What a shot and score.
A great shot. There was a pile out in front of the net. A great attempt.
And this goal, I'm going to put it on Sederovic. It really does. Without the power play, I don't think Stevens Point scores that one, but a nice job there from Aiden Mosier taking advantage of the stupidity, I would say, from Sederovic.
As we're going to face off violation here, but I completely agree. For almost the first full 4 minutes of this second period, Stout was staying alive defensively. I said they were panicking, but they weren't letting up anything. However, that in between the whistle mistake from Arhip Sederovic was fatal, as now Point has a 2-0 lead, but Stout is aggressive. They could score. Oh my goodness. That's the best their offense has been all game, but Cody Pisarcek is keeping the offense alive as both teams are back to full strength. Eftimovsky tried poking it away. Stout is back on the offense. There's some slippage. Puck in front. What a save!
There is a penalty here. It's going to be on Point, I believe. Yep. So the only thing I'm worried about here is that it's going to be on one of the defensemen for falling right in front of the crease. I don't know what's that going to do.
It was Blake Norris who dove to send the puck beyond the post, but Alex Proctor split his left leg also out. As we're going to listen into the discussion, and they said...
Hooking on Cody Pisarcek. Airdrie, Alberta, Canada.
Little shout out. So now, for the third time today, Stout is on the power play, but of course they have been unsuccessful so far. They're 0-2, and just like that, fresh out of the rip, the puck rifles in the Stout side of the ice. And Point right now, is relentless on the power kill attempts, as we're 20 seconds into the Stout power play. And what is that? The stick was around the neck.
Oh,
and that was almost
chance.
A power kill goal. The ball doesn't lie, but in this case, it's a puck. So many events have just transpired in 10 seconds.
Aiden Mosier had a great chance at a shorthanded goal, but just couldn't get it to go. But I love the effort. And this is a different Stevens Point team. I really am seeing something I've never seen before out of this squad.
But hold on, Stout has a chance here. And there was a little wipeout there from an attempted save.
Great defense, though,
by Quinton Hill. There's a big pile in front of the net. And there's some fighting. Are you kidding me? It's well after the whistle. And there are so many fans up in arms.
And he still put his stick in. That's number 10. Hayden Stocks, he's not happy. I don't really blame him, I'm going to be honest. He was getting thrown down by a couple pointers. And there'll be no penalties at all.
We got to remember this.
Oh, never mind, I lied. Yes. So it's going to be some 4-on-4 hockey here. I want to say high sticking, but it's going to be on number 3 for UW Stout, Tristan Terrian.
So, back-to-back power play attempts for the Pointers, but it is evenly matched However, we'll get a full 60 seconds of the Pointers on a power play. Right now, it's even action. We're 5-on-5. And we got to remember, this last home matchup, at point at least, between these two teams is extremely physical. Plays and fighting was going after the whistle. And that physicality has reared its ugly head back into this second period.
And it ain't going to stop, Jacob. This is going to continue the whole game.
And
right there
again. There's a rustle to the ground. Stout has 37 seconds left on their power play.
This physicalness.
Or at least it was.
It's just going to stay. It really is. You already saw it from both sides. It's going to stay for the rest of this game.
Eftimovsky could play the stick there. Stout still alive, but defended by Norris.
Great.
And here comes point.
Great job there from Norris once again.
Kamlevsky cross-ice pass, almost got there. Almost got to Blake Norris. Puck out in front, but it's defended away by Cullen Diakawa. Taking it past center ice. Only 5 seconds left of even out action. Stout makes a line change to prepare, and here we go. 1 minute of Stevens Point power play, but Stout has a chance, but is sent away by Blake Norris. Point is gonna reset as they are now at full strength.
Nice job there from Key, and then there's a penalty, so Proctor's gonna be pulled. They're gonna throw an extra player in there.
So it's 6-on-4. And now the whistle is blown as Stout touched the puck.
And they're gonna do cross-checking, I believe.
Cross-checking is the call. We're about to confirm who it's on. It's on number 19, Arhip Sidorovic, his second accepted penalty of the game. Keep in mind, folks, only several minutes ago, he was the one that punched the hand in the face-off circle.
Yeah, right there, cleanest day as we look back at the replay.
So now it is 5-on-3 for at least 32 more seconds. Oh yeah, that was an easy call as we just looked at the replay board. Brought to you by Brett McNamara. But the Pointers have the puck and they have the advantage. Setting up the shot. Give to Aiden Mosier, who prepares. One of the Pointers lost their stick. It was Sean Bunting who just picks it back up. Now he's got the puck. Shot. Denied at first. Bunting's got to get past. Spinning shot as he fell. Here's Mosier. 2 seconds left on 5-on-3. And now a traditional power play of 5-on-4. Stout gets a player back. Shot in front. Where's the puck? It springs loose. For the moment being, Sean Bunting to Mosier. Mosier on the far side, pass out in front. It was actually a shot attempt that was way wide. Hamady has the puck now. Alec Hamady keeps it. Little spin around pass, Mosier. Pass to Bunting. Bunting back to Mosier. Mosier went well wide again. Inaccurate on both shots, but he's got the puck again.
45 seconds left on this power play.
Circling around.
It's been great puck movement so far from Stevens Point. I'd love to see it continue.
Clinton Hill to Hamady. Puck went out in front, just short of the goalpost that time. That was another attempt from Aiden Mosier. He attempted 3 shots and missed all of them. Stout makes a line change as Point is only guaranteed 1 more possession on this power play. Poked away for a moment, and here comes Stevens Point.
Last second push here. Let's see what they can do.
And it just goes off the stick of Nico Kamilevsky. 10 seconds. Puck just shy. And behind the net, as we get a stoppage of play, it stops the power play with 3 seconds left. And we are almost at the halfway point of this hockey game. Wow.
I don't know where this was the rest of the season. I really don't, Jacob. It seems like a completely different squad, and I'm loving it. I absolutely am, because you need this firepower. You really do. Against a tough ranked UW Stout squad, if you can somehow pull this together and make this a blowout, I mean, it would put something towards Stevens Point's way.
Almost had a shot attempt, but now Stout is back at full strength. Puck is behind Stout's net as they are still playing defense. And I just jinxed it as the puck rockets back in the Point side of the ice. We are under 10 minutes to go and past the halfway point of this one. Huge collision as the hit was delivered from Maxis Bramanis. And there's several wipeouts. That might have been a trip. There's a full-out fight going on between a Blue Devil and a Pointer that was separate from the play, but no call as Eftimowski possesses the puck for Stevens Point. Pass center ice. Pass goes off of Colangelo, and Sebastian Monaco puts a glove on the puck, and we get a media timeout.
A well-deserved media timeout.
Yes, running out of breath here in the press box as this has been a chaotic second period so far.
Yeah, Gino Colangelo, I mean, he's been the chippy guy for Point. I'm going to be honest, he's really inside the heads of Stout. They're not liking it whatsoever. But props to UW Stout there on that penalty kill. They were at one point, it was 5-on-3 hockey, so a great job to force it to 5-on-4 and then back to full strength. I absolutely love it out of UW Stout. But overall, both teams playing very well here in the second period. Mostly Stevens Point, though. I mean, Stout was not expecting this at all. I don't know what happened last night, what flame was lit up inside of them, but like I've mentioned multiple times here tonight, this is a different team. This is a team we haven't seen all season, and Mr. Spoerl, I am absolutely in love with this.
I am as well. It has been extremely competitive, but it has been the last several matchups. However, something we've seen traditionally, at least so far on home ice for this season, is Point starts off strong. They're usually the team to strike first, or score first, I should say. But then they always allow the teams to creep back in the second and third periods.
Yep.
And either the last several minutes of the game, the opposing team just comes away with it, or they'll take it into overtime, which Point has not been extremely successful in this season. They just lost in overtime last night to this same Stout team in Menominee, Wisconsin. But they are wanting to rewrite those wrongs with 9 minutes left to go in the second period. Hamady avoids the hit from Vandenheuvel as the puck travels back to Stout's side of the net. There's a backwards pass to Sam Kroon. And there's a rocket from Joseph Manning, but that was way wide of the far side post of the net. Joseph Manning almost runs it to the official, and he gets hit as each team makes a small line change. Here's Joseph Manning, cross-ice pass, and a rifle there from Blake Norris. Eftimowski had the puck for the moment as it flies into the crowd, and there are still some extracurricular activities going on here. It was between Cody Pisarcik for the Pointers and McCabe Rovac.
Yeah, Nicholas Stevens was in there too. He was actually pretty much in the bench of the Pointers. And they were not happy with that one whatsoever. So
if you could not tell from what we've spoken or for what you've seen, folks, these teams do not like each other.
I think it's more than not liking each other. This is a little bit more of an aggression.
I mean, we mentioned it last time. I believe it was in the third period of the last home matchup where Alex Proctor, after the play, after the goal was scored by Stout, he tackled one of the Blue Devils, something I still, from that point, have not witnessed again. That was the only time I've seen that in Division III hockey. But Stout takes over. Oh, the pass was intercepted by Gabe Randall. That looked smooth. 8 minutes to go here in period number 2. Monaco playing the near side post. And that shot went straight to his stomach. Oh my goodness. Still after the play.
That was number 20, Connor Mariner. Not happy. I mean,
and Mariner,
it's just every single time I feel like there's a stoppage. Either a Pointer's pushing somebody. I mean, mostly I'm trying to be biased, but I mean, just it's initially contacted by a UW Stout player. They are the aggressors here, I'd say, in this game. I mean, they've really, every single time, it's always a little shove or a push. You saw it in between a face-off, which led to a penalty. It's just always something for them.
There are at times the aggressors, but it's been a little evened out, I'd argue. Sometimes you see some extra wrestling from the Pointers. And there's a shove there from a Pointer. Icing is waved off. We could clearly hear it on the mic. Joseph Manning playing the near side post along with Alex Proctor.
But yeah, like you've mentioned multiple times, Jacob, just this defense for Stevens Point, it feels like Stout hasn't touched the puck at all offensively.
And we get another whistle blow and stoppage of play. And it looks like they're going to call that one offsides against Stevens Point. So we're going to have a face-off, the near side face-off circle back on Point's side of the ice. Folks, if you're listening, audio is provided by WWSP Stevens Point, with the Pointers right now with 7 minutes and 21 seconds left to go in the second period have a 2-0 lead over the number 15th ranked rivals, the Stout Blue Devils. Hammoney sends that one to the air and back to center ice as it travels to Stout's territory. There's a bang on the boards. Big slam. Puck out in front and taken away from one of the Stout defensemen. There's Tyrell. But that one is denied from him by Quentin Hill, who bounced that one off the board. Schofield couldn't hang on either. And there's a big hit right here on the blue line by Quentin Hill and Peugeot as that shot attempt goes wide. That one was attempted by William Schofield. Kroon with the pass. Shot high the net. And the Pointers take over. Quentin Hill at center ice. And the shot rockets right off the chest of the defenseman. And the puck just hit the post.
Oh, I thought Pizarczyk somehow, some way got that one to go. It looked good from here.
From here it looked
oh my goodness,
like it went in, but when you don't see the red light, you know it's not a score.
And that's caused some confusion back in the day. Just the red light, sometimes the goal watchers are a little trigger happy.
Good pass to Turner Richards, who gets taken away, but Michael Eftimovsky, his teammate, takes over. Backwards pass, but one of the Pointers wasn't ready for it. Here comes Stout with some aggression. McAlpine lost the puck for the moment. Almost poked away from Bennett Kopel, who's back on the ice. Eftimovsky waiting. Behind the net specifically was Blake Norris taking his time for the Pointer setup. Taking a pass center ice is Gabe Randall, bouncing it off the wall. At the corner, Stout has possession again. They're taking it to center ice. Pass off.
Great defense there from Mosier, excuse me.
Yes, just under 5.5 minutes ago in period number 2. Shot to Sinclair. And Stock sends that one to the rafters. We get another stoppage. Man, oh man, this is a relentless battle. And I did mention it before, but the Pointers have tended, at least so far this season, to allow the teams that they have the lead on to creep up late in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it has happened. We've witnessed it firsthand here multiple times at home. Hopefully that's not the case tonight, but overall, so far so good from Stevens Point, so we'll see if anything changes.
5 minutes to go in period number 2. Puck behind the net. Mariner's ready. Mariner has the puck. Goes past Chris Engelbert, who started off this season extremely high, leading this team in goals. Sean Bunting tries to get a hand on it and knocked it into Stout's side of the ice, but currently the Blue Devils have the puck and they're taking it back to the Pointer side. Obtained possession there from UW Stout as it goes off the stick of Peugeot. Joseph Manning.
Rucking stick out there as well.
Another lost stick. Not like the series where I think there was 2 to 3 on the ice at the same time. There's a little trip from Sinclair, and that might have been a trip from Joseph Manning.
And yep.
They're going to call it. That's what it looks like. Joseph Manning was called out by some of the members of Stout's bench, as well as their fans that have traveled all the way from Menominee, Wisconsin. So, Joseph Manning, one of the best defenseman performances we've seen all season for the Pointers, is headed to the box, and UW Stout is on the power play once more. Here in the face-off circle, the victor is gonna be Stout. Moore with the pass, shot, defended away, another shot attempt. The puck is out in front. It is loose.
Proctor's got to get around.
He's got to get back on his feet. Shot again. Proctor's still laying down like a model.
Great job.
Stout again. Shot attempt, the hop. Proctor back on his skates. Not even a quarter through this power play. Stevens has the puck.
And that's what you see during warm-ups. Alex Proctor, you're moving quickly. Right there again, Alex Proctor,
no.
my goodness. So you can hear the fans.
Save, but I think the puck rocketed to his crotch. That's why you wear the jock strap, folks.
Wow, I mean, just a great job by Alex Proctor. I mean, he's all over that crease right there. I mean, flipping, diving. You can give him the whole Olympics awards. Here, where's the gold medal we got at the Winter Olympics coming up? Right there, I'd give one to Proctor.
Don't give me beatboxing. Just give me Alex Proctor doing the splits. Stout wins the face-off for the moment, but the puck is traveling back on Stout's side of the ice for the first time of their own power play. Taking the pass on our ice and back to points territory. 70 seconds left of their power play. Backwards pass. Brennan Boyce is here. But of course, it went right back to Peugeot. Now Terrell. It's Peugeot again setting it up. It's Tristan Therian. Now Brennan Boyce. Back to Peugeot. Peugeot goes off the skates of Tyrrell. 40 seconds on the power play. Boyce back to Tyrrell. Sets it up. Shot goes off the skate of Eftimovsky, lands back in the corner.
Good job there, blocking that back door.
Tyrrell setting it up on the near side. Little pass back to Tyrrell with the shot. Way short. 20 seconds left of the power play. Realistically, they have 2 shot attempts left. Tyrrell preparing. Little pass. Puck behind the net, taken away from the Pointers, and that might do it. A great job from the Pointers surviving in the power kill unit as they make a line change, and now the Pointers are back to full strength, coming in hot on the offense. Shot was short of the net.
Yeah, that penalty kill squad has played magnificent hockey here tonight, multiple times now.
Oh, a juke move from Manning. If he got that shot off, that would have been a sensational play. Put it on the SportsCenter top 10. Shot again from McAlpine was there to defend.
And Sebastian Monaco's had a very long night in between the posts. It feels like there's been so many shot attempts towards his way. You love to see it from Stevens Point, just being aggressive, making it tough on UW Stout. The pressures, they're back against the wall right now. You're down 2-0. You got about 1:40 left here in this second period. It just seems like everything's on the side of Stevens Point.
After the face-off, Point has possession at center ice. The blue line, good move there from Quentin Hill. Taking it past the corner was Hamady. Hill is a shot attempt.
But the Sarchuk had a good chance too.
Yes, he did. The freshman has had a knack for it. Hintz to Hill, and it's a save from Sebastian Monaco. Here come the officials racing in. After there's a slam on the boards, Monaco is well out of his creases. There's still a pile around the puck. Slightly past and behind the net. We'll see if we get anything out of this.
I don't think we are going to.
The officials are just going to let him play on.
It's Gino Colangelo once again. He's in there. Always is.
A feisty one, that Gino Colangelo. Mr. Colangelo was a junior out of Newmarket, Ontario.
Oh, yeah.
And there we go. We do get something out of it, Brett. It is going to be a penalty on Stout.
And both teams. So for fighting, they're going to give it for fighting. I believe so, at least.
Right now on the scoreboard, we only have the Stout player.
Because Pisarczyk's in there.
And you're right, Brett. It is on each team. So Cody Pisarczyk, no.
Yep, and then Brendan Boyce for Stout.
Yes, you're right. I had the numbers flipped around on the home and away side.
I got you, Mr. Spoerl.
Good job there from our color man as we are evened out on the action. And now...
Yeah, there's going to be some confusion. If it's for fighting, I'm not a great terminology for hockey-wise, but...
It was Borman and Schroeder, the two head officials who are communicating with the box right now, getting everything straight.
It's a 4-on-4 hockey. I mean, you love to see it, don't you?
Yes, you do. 4-on-4. This is going to bleed into period number 3 if neither team scores. Stout has the puck on their own side of the ice, but now they're taking it out past center ice and into the pointer zone. Hintz falls over. Proctor readies as he's got some clearance from Sean Bunting with a backwards pass to Quentin Hill. Pass from Hintz to Hill. Past center ice. 48 seconds. And that one shot straight into the rafters like a jet.
I'm surprised that came back down. It felt like it was a straight shot up.
I mean, maybe it was the lack of volume from the crowd, but I feel like that contact made by the rafters and the puck was extremely audible. As we have 1:32 for each of the penalties. The clock continues with under 45 seconds left in the period. Stout comes away successfully with the puck. Coming in hot pursuit of the offense. Joseph Manning has been a great defenseman today. Continues to show his strength there.
So is Aiden Mosier, who's in there as well.
Here's Moore with the shot. Out in front for the moment, taken away with a bounce pass off the glass from Aiden Mosier, as you just mentioned. Only 18 seconds left in the period. Mosier with the backwards pass. Who's got the puck? The Pointers do. Mosier knows the Pointers only have one more attempt before the clock expires. He's Joseph Manning. Couldn't get the shot off. 5 seconds left in the period. The puck is pinned to the boards, but there's a whistle.
I don't know if they're going to call it or just end the half.
They're not going to end the period because the whistle blew before the buzzer.
No, Proctor's
heading to the bench.
Yep. Okay, never mind. They are going to end it.
So they're just going to let it go.
It's kind of like the recess people at an elementary school.
You don't go to my whistle. Yeah, that's what I was told in high school.
And now you go. Just calming down the situation. They don't want to have any more aggression between the two squads.
I mean, it would have been as pointless as there was only about a little over 1 second left on the clock. But that is how the eventful second period will end. We see one of the Pointers talking to 3 of the officials right now. It's Cody Pisarczyk, the freshman, who was the one that was penalized and will be penalized heading into the third period, folks. So it will still be evened out of 4-on-4 action with the first 46 seconds of period number 3. The Pointers still have their 2-0 lead over number 15th ranked UW Stout. We will be back for the concluding period in about 15 minutes. You got to stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to the third and concluding period of this heated matchup between the number 15th ranked UW Stout Blue Devils and your UW Stevens Point Pointers. What an eventful second period that was. It felt like an eternity. But folks, we are entering this period with 4-on-4 action. There are still is a player from each team in the box. For the Pointers, it's Cody Pisarcek, and for the Blue Devils, it is Brendan Boyce. Once again, I am Jacob Spoerl. Joined here to my left is Brett McNamara. If you're watching this online, video is provided by Pointer Studios, with audio provided by WWSP Stevens Point.
Yeah, well, you're good, Jacob. I mean, what a game this has been, as we got about a minute left to go until the start of the third period here at the KB Willet. But wow, I mean, Mr. Spoerl, this game's been amazing for the Pointers. This is probably the best performance I've seen all season from Stevens Point. We haven't seen this kind of play since last year, which is awesome to see against a ranked UW Stout team that's been stacked the last few years. You'd love to see it. The only thing I want to point out here is the shot attempts. Not only that Stevens Point is leading 18-14 in that category, it's the fact that it is so spread out among players that UW Stout doesn't know who their go-to guy is going to be. Joseph Manning comes into this one with 3 shot attempts. Cody Pisarcek with 4. Camden Markham with 2, who has a golden night. Alec Hamady with 2. Quentin Hill with 2. Aiden Mosier with 2. Like, that's what I'm talking about. It's just been great puck movement where everybody can get open shot attempts, and you love to see it.
Yeah, and Mosier, you mentioned him. He's the one who earned the Pointers a second goal. That was during a power play. But we enter an even 4-on-4 action. The intensity and physicality has only been heightened after 2 periods of play. Both teams are fresh after about 15 minutes or so of rest. And here come the Blue Devils. Puck was poked away by Chris Engelbert for the Pointers. There's only 23 seconds left of 4-on-4 action before both teams are back to full strength. Good little juke move from Felix Claudot-Fredette. There's a line change as we get a whistle and a stoppage of play with only 11 seconds left of 4-on-4 action, and we are just over 30 seconds into this third period.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one here for Stevens Point. We've mentioned it a few times now. It's been tough for them to hold on to these leads. They have a 2-0 lead right now in this third period. Can they hold it? Can they move on and escape this game with a victory after losing last night against the same very own UW Stout squad?
Not a great pass there from Gabe Randall, as the defensemen have to handle it for the Pointers on their own side of the ice. But they take it back to Stout's side of the ice. It was almost offsides, but it was waved off at the final moment. But the pass was intercepted by the Blue Devils, specifically by Nicholas Stevens.
The only thing I'm worried about here is the aggressiveness from Stevens Point. You're up 2-0. Are you going to play a little bit more passive and focus on your defense, or are you going to still put the pressure on UW Stout like they did a lot in that second period? So I want to see what they're going to do here. I personally think that you got to be aggressive still, because that's what's been working, and that's what Stout's not expecting.
I completely agree, Brett. We've seen that passive and arguably complacent play from these Pointers when they've had a lead, specifically the last home game against these Blue Devils. They did have a 2-0 lead like they did now, but that was after only 1 period. The Blue Devils scored their first goal in the second, and their second in the third, tying it where they went to overtime in a shootout scenario. The Blue Devils, it technically remained a tie, but they won the faceoff, earning them conference points. So I believe the Pointers should keep their foot on the gas. We are 2 full minutes into this period as the puck springs loose. The shot goes wide. That attempt from Stout was Felix Claudot-Fredette, who's getting some more time on the ice than he had in these first 2 periods. Along the boards for the Pointers is Cody Pisarcek, who tried to make a play at the puck.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of Aiden Mosier, a lot of Cody Pisarcek here, a lot of Gino Colangelo. He's been kind of their roughing guy, just in there talking smack and, doing the things that most of the other players don't do.
And the Pointers, by way of Joseph Manning, had it for a moment. Sorry, that wasn't Manning, that was Bennett Kopel. At the corner is Kopel right now. But it's sprung loose by Noah Tyrrell for these Blue Devils with haste, but he's finally collided with by Quentin Hill. Puck is out in front.
Great defense there from Hill once again. He's been doing it all night, just laying his life on the line, just falling down, moving a stick, throwing a stick. I mean, just the realm of possibilities that Quentin Hill has come to have all worked.
And Peters waved off the icing call. It seemed like Schroeder, one of the other officials, called it. But icing is waved off once more. There was a Stout line change, but now we get a stoppage of play, as Peters was just arguing with one of the Stout players, and they lost the puck, so they got to get a brand new one from the box. Peters coming into the near side face-off circle on the Pointers side of the ice, or this face-off will occur. 16.5 minutes left is what we got in period number 3. The Pointers still up 2-0 over their rivals in the Blue Devils. Here's Kroon with the puck. That puck went flying to the corner, now behind Point's net. Knocked away there. Stout regains possession by McCabe Drovac.
Nice job by the Pointers, just avoiding the Stout players on their own defensive end.
Ooh, a little collision there between Sean Bunting and Hayden Stocks. As we are almost a quarter through this final period. That pass was intercepted by Diakawa. He's been involved a lot so far.
Nice stick again there from Mosier. Been doing a lot tonight, he really has. I mean, him and Quentin Hill have really stepped up defensively, and just like I mentioned, I mean, the backside has been non-existent tonight for Stout, and then even just offensively, they're trying to move the puck around, and it's a stick here and there, a skate, a body on the ground. Pointers are doing everything right, and they're hitting on all cylinders.
Especially defensively, these Pointers have played very well in giving Alex Proctor some help, as that puck didn't seem to move for several seconds. But there is an icing call. Stops the clock with 15:21 left in the game.
Yeah, our second game, part of our 90 FM Sports Saturday. We had our UW Lacrosse and UW Stevens Point women's basketball broadcast earlier. Unfortunately, the Pointers lost that one. And what was a hard matchup on Alumni Day for the women's squad. But in the second game, a much better performance here from Stevens Point.
Oh, man. Almost had a breakaway chance for Camden Markham, who is credited with the first goal of the night, and he is a freshman out of Houghton, Michigan. However, the Blue Devils are coming in hot. That one was poked away at the last second. I believe it was by Nico Kemelevsky. Cross-ice pass taken away by the Blue Devils. Kemelevsky cannot hold on. It was Peugeot who got it, but Kemelevsky gets his stick back on the puck, sent it to the corner so he can make his Pointers have an opportunity to get a line change. There's a little glove save from Sebastian Monaco.
Yeah, we're going to take a look over at some more WIAC scores around for men's ice hockey. We're going to head over to UW Eau Claire and Beloit, currently tied 1-1 as they are in their third period as well. And then over to UW River Falls and UW Superior, another tie game. This time it's 2-2 at River Falls.
Blake Norris, pass, oh, just wide. Close shot there. And the attempt from Gino Colangelo, who's been involved a lot of the fighting and contact in between the whistles. There's a long stretch shot attempt from Michael Eftimovsky. It went through several defenders' legs, but still missed wide. Backwards pass and Stout defended there. Puck out in front, poked away by Stout. And here come the Blue Devils. Nice move there. Can he hang on? There's a little slip pass. Proctor way out of his crease, but his defensemen hold. As it's pinned along the yellow of the boards, now the puck springs loose. Here's Pfister, shot is saved by Alex Proctor.
And honestly, the way that Proctor has performed tonight, you gotta give it to him, really. I mean, we've seen it in the second period, the way he was all over the ice, fighting for the puck, and just being aware of where it is. And then on top of that, you have guys like Aiden Moser and Quinton Hiller just making it so better for Proctor. It felt like he was the last line of defense way too much in those previous games we've broadcasted here on 90 FM Pointer Studios, but just another great performance here from Proctor.
Out of the face-off, Blue Devils had to trace all the way back to their own side of the ice. Here's Proctor out of his crease, making a play at the puck. There's some aggression from Stout. Puck is now at the far side corner of the ice. Springs loose. Here's Kroon with the long stretch shot. Pad save from Proctor. Kroon's got the puck again. Little backwards pass. It was Joseph Manning, I believe. No, it was Turner Richards who had to wait for the moment to find a lane to get a pass off. And he did.
Nice job by Turner Richards, putting the pressure on here.
Crazy pressure from Richards.
Nice snag out of the air.
Yes. Puck in front of the Stout's bench. Sorry, in front of Stout's bench. Drovak couldn't hang on. A little steal from Sean Bunting. Great pressure applied there from Owen Dean, and a nice hit along the boards. This physicality and contact is coming back in with 12.5 minutes to go in this third period. And it feels like this one's moving a lot quicker than the last one, Brett.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. That second period felt like a lifetime. I felt like it aged a few years.
Puck rifled across the ice. Proctor out of the crease, letting one of his teammates handle it behind the net to reset the Pointer squad. And here they come, a cross-ice pass taken by Gino Colangelo, who lost it. It was poked away.
Still in the air here.
By Nicholas Stevens, but Dean lands back on it. Shot went wide of Monaco's stick.
Just felt like a little push shot there from Dean, making the goalie Monaco do something at least.
A little wipeout from Stevens after Point made the line change. Puck lands in front of Pisarcek. There's a pass back to Pisarcek from Blake Norris. Incoming is Pisarcek, puck out in front. Backwards pass, but Michael Eftimovsky wasn't ready. Coming in hot is Tristan Therian.
What a great stick there from Sebastian Monaco. It could have been easily a score there for the Pointers, but Monaco just put his stick right in there, poked it right out, and Pointers had to reset.
And there was a player without their stick. It's still on the ice, but Proctor makes the save. Stops the clock with 11 minutes and 18 seconds, folks. The Pointers still up 2-0 over their rivals, the Blue Devils.
Oh, it's going to be close, Jacob. I mean, Stout even just gets one. That puts the pressure so much on Stevens Point where it could be costly. It really can, because one goal, it makes you way more scared, way more anxious. You're messing up a lot more. So just hopefully the Pointers can just keep it at 2-0 and walk out of here with a win.
Race there as Gino Colangelo gets the punt to the Blue Devils side of the ice. It's pinned behind the net right now. Sebastian Monaco's playing his near side post. It springs loose. Stout's taken over by way of Mariner. Claudio Fredette's back in the game. Just over 10 minutes to go. We're almost halfway through this third period. No score yet, but the Pointers have a chance. Hamady gets tripped up. He got tripped up by the stick. It might have been accidental as Mosier knocks it off the glass. Colangelo coming in. Nice move there. Pass comes off the stick of Cody Pisarcek. He couldn't hang on. He had the puck for the moment, though.
Way to keep it on the side here.
Ryan Hintz readies as the puck comes to him. He keeps it alive. Stevens Point and Stout makes a little line change.
I'm just watching Aiden Mosier as much as I can and just kind of reading his eyes and where he's thinking about going here. I mean, just a few times you've seen it. He could have been aggressive and gone for the puck, but he's playing it safe, going back on defense. That's really benefited Stevens Point defensively.
Hill sends it as Proctor predicted. A icing call, but it did not come his way. It was waved off. A lot of stick action as the big man for Stout hangs on to it. It was Maxis Bremanis. 9.5 minutes to go in the third. Good defense there from Point. The pass went just in front
You can just
of Gabe
tell
Randall.
both of these squads are just exhausted right now. It feels like Stout on one end is fighting for their life, and then on the other, they got to play so good defense to avoid Stevens Point from putting anything more in the goal.
Wow, that was a good attempt there. Proctor could not see the puck in front of him, but the shot did go wide. Stout has been inaccurate in potential scoring scenarios a lot today. Blake Norris could not hang on to the puck, so the Pointers have to back up a little bit. Puck sends back to Blake Norris's way. There's a little collision. Jake McAlpine has it for Stout, sending it straight back to Stevens Point as he just rifles that puck. A long shot to the corner. Stevens Point can make a line change, but Stout's trying to catch him in transition. Puck traveling to the net, but Proctor makes a little glove save. Little extracurricular activity as we have ourselves a media timeout. We stop the clock with 8:35 to go.
If I'm Alex Proctor, I'm giving Aiden Mosier a big hug at the end of this game if they end up walking out of here. I mean, just the incredible performance tonight from Aiden Mosier. Besides the goal, the sophomore has really just risen above the top here, I'd say, tonight.
He has absolutely incredible play from Proctor's defenseman. One of the biggest critiques that was said throughout earlier points in the season is there was just a major lack of emphasis on the defensive side of the ice. And of course, the offense hadn't really forged an identity yet. You lose both of your leading scorers from the year prior, and they needed someone new to take the reins. They thought it could have been some of the veterans like Sean Bunting, but surprisingly enough, some of these freshmen like Gabe Randall, Ryan Hintz, and now tonight Camden Markham have really stepped up to the plate.
And it starts from the starting lineup being announced. I mean, Aiden Mosier, Joseph Manning, Sean Bunting, Chris Engelbert, and Owen Dean, now of course Alex Proctor. I mean, this starting unit has played very well tonight.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes they'll switch up the lineups, obviously, but tonight I really just love this lineup, and I think going forward you got to put it in consideration that this could be the full-time lineup as we head down the stretch.
I would heavily consider, I mean, Stout is the number 15th ranked team in the nation, and the Pointers have played like the vastly superior squad tonight. Stout has a chance out of the corner. Proctor readies by his far side post. Now comes the near side post. Trusting his teammates though. Just over 8 minutes to go. Puck out the far side, the near side corner. Trying to be poked out from Matthew Schulmeister. He is a name you haven't heard much of. He's a sophomore for the Pointers who rarely plays. The puck is still on the Pointers side of the ice. And of course I jinxed it as it now travels to Stout side as an icing call is made. So we're going to head right back to the Pointer side of the ice. So that wasn't completely inaccurate.
A little off the mark there.
Just slightly.
Yeah, Sebastian Monaco, I mean, he's given up 2 goals tonight, but otherwise I feel like he's played pretty decently.
Yes.
I mean, compared to his previous games, he gives up around the two goal mark. So overall, not a bad day, I would say, from Sebastian Monaco. I'd put this more on the defense of UW Stout.
For sure, as Monaco does a little shake of the stick, trying to ready his team, as Tyler Pfister sends that one across the ice to Will Sinclair. Sidorovich is in there, who's earned himself a pair of penalties tonight. He's been pretty aggressive. And here is Peugeot, one of the starters, with the pass to Sinclair. The Pointers intercepted his pass, but we get a whistle and a stoppage of play.
It's been a pretty nice game here, Jacob. I mean, very eventful, for sure. always keeping us on the edge of our seat, on the tippy toes.
Yeah, I mean, this one has moved, at least this period specifically, has moved a lot quicker than the second one. Here in the near side face-off circle is where we're going to start to continue play. Sean Bunting sends it to the other corner. Coming its way back. Owen Dean was credited for that little pass. Puck behind the net still. Stout taking over. They're going to set up their next attack on the offense. Kroon with a little pass poked away by one of the pointers. It was Dean who poked it away, and Proctor lands on it to make a save, and he's going to have a little bit of a jawing session with Maxis Bermanis.
Yeah, the Pointers, they just can't quit though. You can't take your foot off the pedal. You got to put it all the way down and keep on driving, bringing the force there. You're doing it very well here in this third period. I talked about what are you going to do? Is it going to be the aggressive Stevens Point team we've seen all night, or is it going to be the passive squad that we've seen in the recent games? And right now we're seeing the aggressive ones, excuse me.
All good, Brett. Proctor out of his crease, letting his teammates take over. Stout makes a line change. Point unable to catch him in transition. They just weren't there on the ice yet. Puck in the near side boards. Camden Markham tried to get at it, but it was Drovak who launches Markham into the Stout bench. That was off the camera because it was completely separate from the play, but Point has possession of the puck in Stout's territory. 6 minutes to go in this one. Stout is going to enter desperation mode pretty soon.
Yeah, Sam Kroon, nice defense there for Stout.
Oh man, great effort there from Cullen Diakawa. Splitting the edge. Proctor fell over, but one of his defensemen got it out of there for him.
Yes, Nico Kamilevsky being there at the right time. Nice job there.
Point was getting a little exhausted, so they made a line change, and they had time to do it. Quentin Hill with the puck. He's back in. And Point might come away with the puck here. No, Stout will. At center ice. Offsides was waved off. Point takes the puck. It was a long stretch shot from Dean. It went wide. Here's Chris Engelbert trying to get at it. The puck coming to the other corner as we are just over 5 minutes to go. The clock is winding down fast, and Stout knows they need to score. Nice cut there. Cut inside. Shot defended by Proctor. That was some great moves, though, from Hayden Stocks.
Very fancy. Little razzle-dazzle action.
Oh, man! Poked away from Point. It was the freshman Pisarcek who loses the puck right when he enters Stout's territory. Little cross-ice pass to one of his teammates, who's Brennan Boyce. Slamming on the brakes is Peugeot. A little spin around. That was a sweet pass, but unfortunately poked away. At least unfortunate for the Blue Devils, poked away by Proctor, although Tristan Therian was ready for it.
Therian right there had a good chance at it, but another stick poke, and that's just what the name of the game has been tonight. Stevens Point and stick poke, and they are doing very well at that.
Almost poked away there from Gino Colangelo, and that is one of the biggest improvements from the first half of the season compared to now is the stick poking, but of course, right then, Stout makes their way onto the board with a goal.
Yeah, right there, a nice play inside by Tristan Therian. We were just talking about it. Who is going to be the guy that's going to step up? We were talking about the stick poking literally 20 seconds ago right there. Couldn't do it, and Therian takes advantage. Proctor just didn't see it coming, and I talked about it previously. It's one goal that makes it closer, and now all of a sudden, you're back against the wall. How do you want to play this?
Just like that, like you said, Brett, it is a one-score game. And Therian takes advantage of the opportunity. Proctor and his defensemen were not ready.
If I'm Stevens Point, I'm playing as much keep away as possible. You got to keep on doing what you've been doing. I know you gave up a goal there, but it's been pretty much 95% efficiency.
Sean Bunting, oh, makes the defender miss! On the breakaway! and he missed the shot. And we got some jawing between Gabe Randall, who was thrown to the ground. Are you kidding me? He might have acted a little bit to play for the flap, but there was 3 Blue Devils and only 1 pointer, and Gabe Randall found himself on the ground.
That was Camden Markham, though, on the fast break. And I wonder if they're going to give a penalty to each of these guys. And no, they're just going to send it back to the bench, and we're going to play some more 5-on-5. But what a move there and a stick handle from Markham. He has the goal earlier, looking for number 2. Couldn't get it to go, but that's what I like to see, the aggression. I mean, you're right there. You're sticking up for your teammates.
Quick shot! Oh, man, just high of the net. Fresh out of the faceoff, it was Sean Bunting.
That's one of the things that the Pointers do so well, is a quick shot off of a faceoff.
Bunting with the puck again. It was slowed by hitting the skate of Tyler Pfister, and he didn't even know it. And now a penalty is going to be called on point.
Cross-checking.
Cross-checking, is going to be called on Owen Dean. And it is the worst possible time you could be penalized. Dean is sent to the box, and something I mentioned the whole time in this broadcast is Point has had trouble finishing all season. And
right,
just like that,
I mean,
Stout returns to the power play.
I was talking about it. Your back against the wall. The momentum swings very quickly in ice hockey. And right here, Mr. Spoerl, I mean, this is going very well for Stout in this last minute.
Moore trying to come back with his Stout Blue Devils. And they're trying to get a season sweep of the Pointers, but they're losing. Moore slipped on trying to get that off. Great stuff from Alec Hominy as there's a backwards pass to Moore. They got 1.5 minutes left on their power play. Moore the cut inside, but it's poked away from one of the Pointers' defensemen. Here's Cullen Diakawa. Shakes it to the right, pass back, shot, straight off the pads of Proctor as he puts a glove on the ice to stop play. There's a little chippiness right there, about 10 feet in front of the net. 2 of the officials in there to break it up.
Great save there from Proctor. He knew that it was going to be a wide open shot. He set his feet, and he can't make it any more perfect than that one. Nice job there, Mr. Alex.
Even though there's pressure on Point, there's also the pressure on Stout. Not only do they have 1:21 left on their power play, but just only 2.5 minutes left in this game, but anything can happen. Where else would you rather be, Brett?
Nowhere.
Long shot! What a save! Alex Proctor flashing the leather. Oh my
quick
goodness.
hands. Wow.
Like a shortstop in baseball. Tracked down the puck to the corner. No one else was there. It was only on Alex Proctor. He made the save. Now there's still 1 minute and 8 seconds left on the Stout power play. Point wins the faceoff as they rocket it. Oh man, it was an empty net.
I didn't even
For
notice.
Stout, we didn't even notice it. And the puck barely missed the goal.
Wow, they really are aggressive here.
6-on-4 action.
The Pointers, I mean, 2 minutes to go. I don't blame them.
Little shake.
It's a very smart idea by Stout.
Backwards pass. Shot in front. Defended by the Pointers. Stout setting up. Saved by Proctor for the moment. It bounced off his pads, but freed up by Gabe Randall.
And here we go, Mr. Spoerl. It's the final stretch.
25 seconds of the power play. 16 seconds left of 6-on-4. More shot wide.
Oh, it's the backside I'm scared about.
10 seconds. Proctor with the puck in front. A pile emerges. The puck slipped loose though. So there was never a glove save. Play stops with 5 seconds left on the Stout power play.
Oh, they cannot use this 5th man more than ever right now. They are playing out of their minds. Aiden Mosier leading this squad, the penalty kill team. Oh my goodness, Jacob. 1:17 left to go. Just a reminder, you're listening to WWSP Stevens Point. Beautiful, just beautiful defense by this dog pound. As Stout gonna call a timeout here and talk it over, and I don't blame him. I do not blame him.
They got a game plan this, Brett. They already pulled the goalie to give themselves an extra man as Stout is already on the power play. And even though there is only 5 seconds left on it, there will still be 72 seconds left in the game. So we'll see if if Stout decides to keep Sebastian Monaco out of the net or bring him back in and just rely on evened up action. It hasn't worked for them all game.
So what I looked at here on the whiteboard for UW Stout, it seems like off the face-off, they're going to try and go for a quick shot here with only 5 seconds left on the power play and go towards the middle. So we'll see if they end up doing that here. At least that's what I got from it. So we'll see what happens, but I mean, it's not a bad idea. It would be a quick face-off and then look at number 6 for UW Stout. It's Maxis Bramanis.
He's the big man for this squad. They know they have the guaranteed 5 seconds of action with the advantage. Shot out wide. The Pointers are back to full strength. Defended there by Stevens Point. The puck goes wide of the net with an empty net, and icing is called. We stop the clock with 64 seconds left.
But the more important thing, the Pointers are back at full strength. I know it'll be 6-on-5, but you do not know how important that 5th guy is.
Correct. There's still going to be that extra pressure from Stout on the offense as we're going to have the face-off between Chris Engelbert and Nicholas Peugeot. Here we go. There's a bit of a scrum on the ice. Puck out in front of the net. Oh man, shot is short. We have under 1 minute to go. Stout in full desperation mode. Puck pinned to the near side board, 50 seconds. Puck is now pinned at the corner.
This is working in Pointers' favor though.
They just want that time to chip off. Proctor ready to the near side post, under 40 seconds left. The puck is still pinned. Now it finally slips loose. Dayakawa.
They got to throw up something. You only got 30 seconds left.
Puck goes wide of the net. 25 seconds. Backwards pass from Dayakawa. Shot. Wide of the net again.
Yep.
20-second shot.
Oh.
Just misses.
Oh.
Another attempt is good. Cody Pasartek with the dagger!
Mr. Airdrie, Alberta, Cody Pasartek! As the Pointers are gonna walk out here with the victory. Wow!
In clutch fashion, Pasartek, the freshman, goes to hype up his dog pound.
Wow,
And
Cody Pasartek.
barring an absolute miracle, folks, this game might be over. And this would be Stevens Point's first conference win since December 6th against Beloit. They bring Sebastian Monaco in at goalie. The final 10 seconds are winding. This game is over. Hamady takes the puck, lets the time expire, and Proctor is hyped.
What a big win for Stevens Point. I honestly think this is the biggest win of the season. Very important to get this one. You lose last night against this very own UW Stout squad, but finally you get the ranked victory. And wow, what a performance from the defensive side. The lack of defense the whole season. That's what's been killing them the most, and right now that is what their highlight has been. The defense has won them this game. Wow, what a performance here from the Pointers.
Not only a great win for the sake of the rivalry, but for the record. We also have to mention the fact that Stout is trying to earn their way for first place of the WIAC. Currently, Eau Claire holds it by only one more conference win, but this loss was huge for Stout. They needed to win it to stay in that number 1 seed race, but they fall a little bit more behind, and Stevens Point is remaining in the conversation, trying to climb from the 5 spot, which is where they are right now in the conference. Of course, by the time the regular season ends, every single team in the WIAC will get a chance at the WIAC championship game, all 6 teams, but the higher seeding equates to home ice advantage. What a game, though, at least for this one. Point needed a home victory, and they needed this conference victory. The first time in a month and a half.
And I couldn't agree more. I mean, this win really makes things in life so much better. It really does. It felt like we were waiting forever for this opportunity to call a winning game, and right now the Pointers and the Pointers fans will go home happy with a 3-1 victory here in the KB Willet.
Incredible game from Stevens Point. Looking at the schedule after this major win, that was the final game guaranteed against UW Stout. They come back next week Friday and Saturday in back-to-back games against UW River Falls, who are currently 4th in the conference right now. Their next home game will be in February. February 6th is a Friday against Beloit. That is actually not a home game. They're only getting 2 home games left guaranteed, which are February 13th and February 14th. That is a Friday and a Saturday, a weekend between UW Superior. The Yellow Jackets, of course, won the WIAC last year, but were upset in the WIAC championship by River Falls as they could not make their way into the postseason. But for now, an incredible victory for these Pointers. And of course, they'll be back on home ice on February 13th, 3 weeks from now. Thank you to everyone watching. If you were, video was provided by Pointer Studios on YouTube, with audio provided by WWSP Stevens Point. Thank you to Lexi Hall on camera and Raegan VanWagner on computer tech, as well as thank you to Brett McNamara. I have been Jacob Spoerl. Good night, everybody, and stay warm.